Hi guys, I'm still receiving a lot of phones that I've got coming to me with boot issues that are very easy to fix. So I'm very quickly going to take you through a troubleshooting tutorial just to give you an idea of what the cause of your boot issues are. So first you need to ask yourself, what's your phone doing and what have you got? And this video is for the benefit of those people that have got a stock ROM or a stock firmware on their phone. So if you've put yourselves a custom ROM on, I'll deal with that in a different video. So assuming you've got the original stock ROM or stock firmware on your phone, what's your phone doing? Is your phone coming on or is it not coming on? Now, if it's coming on and it's making it past the battery loading onto the Samsung logo, it's almost certainly going to be a software issue. So 9 times out of 10, a hard reset will fix it. So to do a hard reset, use this S4 Mini. Volume up, home button, keep hold of them. Power button, keep hold of it. All 3 buttons are in, keep hold of them. Blue writing at the top, let go of the power button, or until you see the picture of the Android appear. Let go of the buttons, give it a second. There we go, it took a while. Use the volume toggle down to wipe data, factory reset. Power button, volume again, down to yes, power button to confirm. But I'm not actually going to wipe this phone, so I'll come back out of that. We'll go up to no and reboot system there. Okay, now that would normally sort your problem out. If it's looping before it actually makes it to your Samsung logo, I've just had this one come in to me from a shop. I couldn't get it to come on. I'll show you what it's doing. Stick a battery in. It doesn't actually respond at all when a battery's first put in. It's a full battery. The phone doesn't do anything. It won't respond. It doesn't try to come on. There's no flashing lights of any kind. It's dead. So we'll put a charger in that. There we go. And that is about as good as you're going to get. And it'll just keep looping at that section. It does actually nothing when you try any of the buttons. It won't start up. I've twice actually managed to get it as far as it displaying Samsung Galaxy Note across the screen, but both times it's gone straight back off again. Now, like I said, I actually received this from a shop that I've already looked at it and tried to get the phone to come on. I've had a look around online myself, which is the reason I've chose to do this tutorial, because everybody's convinced and adamant that it's the charge port or the connection. And I've heard loads of people saying bend it, move the connector, it should work fine. Well, this is how I would suggest you go about troubleshooting, because obviously it costs money. You don't want to go spending on parts if you don't actually need to replace them. And you want to consider your costs. So you want to start, just take a look for dirt around the connector. I've actually received one of these phones once where when you looked into the charge socket, it was that full of muck. It didn't even look like there was a charge socket there. It just looked like a blank, or like the actual socket had fell out. And as if it had a solid bottom to it. And all it was, I received that off a customer who said that it didn't have a charge port and it would need a new one. it was just full of muck. Loads and loads of muck. Anyway, so check your connector for dirt. Check your charger, because there's a good chance your charger's not supplying enough power to it. So you want a variety of different plugs. I've got a battery charger there, that'll charge anything. And obviously your USB connectors. Most people have got more than one knocking around. Try a variety of them. It might just be your charge lead that's not supplying enough power. So once you've checked your power, you've checked that your port's clean, do think, you know, to check the connection itself to make sure that it's good. But normally the chances are, if it's providing enough power for it to start looping that battery image, then there's a connection there and it's fine. It's unlikely to be the connection itself, unless it's dirt in the connection. Now, other than that, it's either going to be the battery or it's going to be the port. Now, I've already taken the port out and changed it. I wish I hadn't, because quite clearly it's made no difference at all. But I foolishly assumed, because it had come from a shop, they'd tried another battery. I say foolishly, because it turns out they hadn't. And I don't have a spare note battery, but I have an S4 battery, which doesn't fit in. That's why the back's off. Because when the case is on, it doesn't fit inside the chassis, because it's a wider battery, the S4 battery, and not quite as long. So I tried the S4 battery. This was after already changing the charge port. And lo and behold, it comes on. So this one just turned out to be a battery fault. And no one along the way, including myself, had actually thought to change the battery first. I jumped straight to the port, put a new port in it. Now, if you decide to change the battery, and I'd recommend that first, so you want to check your cables first, then check your port for dirt, and then the connection, the actual contact that your charger is making to the port. If it's not them, change the battery next, £4 off eBay. If it's not the battery, change the actual charge port on the bottom, again, £4 on eBay. And if it's neither of them, then it's a dead mainboard. And if it's a dead mainboard, means the chances are it's probably had water damage somewhere along the way. There's corrosion been set in, or one of the IC chips has shot it on the board. And if that's the case, it'll need reworking. And depending on the model of the phone, it'll probably cost you more to rework it than what it's actually worth. I'm struggling to keep that held in, but it does work. So there you go, guys. I hope this was of some benefit to someone somewhere. So if you did find it of any use, please feel free to subscribe.